Okay, welcome back. This is example 3. I've taken the liberty, it was very similar to example 1, so I've taken the liberty and did it for you. Also, I wanted you to recognize that that rate should have been 2 pi divided by 3. If you did it differently, you may have gotten a different answer, but don't worry about it. Just look at the process and make sure you did the process correctly. Okay? So take a moment, pause this if you need to, and just see the steps that I went through to solve it. All right, let's do example number 4. So once again, I have sort of drawn this picture for you, or created a picture for you. And you have an airplane is at an altitude of 5 miles, meaning that it's coasting at that altitude. The Y value is not changing. And he passes over a radar, and when he's 240 miles, he's doing 240 miles per hour is the rate at which the S is changing. So when he's 10 miles away, so 10 miles away would be this distance. The radar detects that the distance is changing at a rate of 240. So ds dt is equal to 240. And they want you to find the speed of the plane. So we're looking to find dx dt is what we're looking at. Okay? So one of the things I want you to notice here is this looks like a right triangle. So we're going to use Pythagorean for this. So we're going to have y squared plus x squared is equal to s squared. So recall, when we take the derivative of this, we get 2y dy dt plus 2x dx dt is equal to 2s ds dt. And I think we talked about this before, that we can just get rid of all these 2's, because if I divide everything by 2, those 2's just go away. I also want you to recognize that the dy dt is not changing, because he's cruising at this altitude. He's not going up or down, so dy dt is not changing. Therefore, y is not changing, and therefore dy dt is 0. So all of this is going to go to 0. So what we have then is we can say x dx dt is equal to s ds dt. Okay, we know that s is 10 miles. We know ds dt is 240. We're trying to find dx dt, and so we need to know x. To find x, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem at this moment. So the Pythagorean theorem would be 5 squared plus x squared is equal to 10 squared. So I get x squared is equal to 100 minus 25, 75. X is equal to the square root of 75. Again, we don't have to simplify that, so I'm going to leave that the way that it is. And so now I have everything I need to solve for dx dt. So I have radical 75 dx dt is equal to s, which is 10, times ds dt, which is 240. So I get dx dt is equal to 2,400 over radical 75, and that's going to be miles per hour. And that's it for that problem. Okay? Alrighty, so come back and we'll do the very last problem together.